bum, bim, 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 bum, bim, 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 bum, chiri, biri, biri, bim, bum, bim, 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 bum, bim, 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 bum. Shabbat shalom, hey, Shabbat shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 shalom. Shabbat shalom, hey, Shabbat shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Oh, it is good to see all of you. Shabbat shalom. So, it is a joy to have our first Friday Night Live with our religious school, and good to see the kids and parents and grandparents who are with us. So I'm going to take a moment to put on my talit. Because this is an evening service, other people don't wear a talitot, but the service leader is still expected to wear a talit, hence. And I'm going to take a moment to light candles, and then we can take some time to bless our loved ones and ourselves. So with that, we're going to take a moment to bless our loved ones and ourselves. And if your loved ones are with you, whether here in the sanctuary or for those of you joining us online, you can put an arm around them or put a hand on their head. And if they are a little further away, you can hold them in your heart. And you can put a hand on your own heart as well and bless yourselves. Be who you are, and may you be blessed in all that you are. May you be healthy, may you be safe, and live with ease. Amen. So with that, we were talking about whether or not to do a Shechianu tonight, and it felt like this is the first time this school year that the religious school kids are leading the service. That is worthy of a Shechianu. So I'm wondering if the kids would come up here and join me in a Shechi moment. Come on up. Okay. Do you want to join me over here? Okay. It's okay, you can keep it. Either way. All right. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lahazman hazeh. Great job. Amen. Okay, so with that, we are going to begin on page 5 with Shalom Aleichem, welcoming the Shabbos angels and also Shabbos guests. I'm going to invite up Simon and Hannah, if you want to join me. Make sure that people can hear you. Okay, there you go. Right over here.
Oh, okay.
Yes, okay. Page 5 at the bottom section. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Amlachim Kadosh Baruch Hu. Wonderful job, guys. Yesher kochachem. Okay. So with that, we're going to turn to page 10 for Yedid Nefesh, and I'm going to ask Lila to come up and help lead. Either that or here. Okay, let's do this. Better? Nefesh avarachamam mishol chavdach eretzonach yarutz avdach k'maya ishtachaveh muhadarach ki erav lo yedidutach min hofetzuv bechol Adonai siv haolam nafshi cholat avatach anu elna rifana la be'arot la noam sivach as titchazek v'titrapeh b'ha'etalav shivchat olam v'tikemu rachamecha v'chusna abeno havach ki zekama niksof lirapati feret usof anayli machmad libi choshana ve'atitalam higalena ufros chaviv alai et sukat shelomach ta'ir eretz mikvodach nagila v'nismecha bach maherahu ki Okay. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so we're up to page 11, Lechuna Ranana. And I'm going to ask Ilana and Hannah and Simon to come up and help with this. And you're going to be up for the next several ones, so don't go away so fast when we finish. Okay. 11. Okay. Come over here by the mic. Simon, come over here by the mic. Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Lechuna ranana ranana ladonai naria naria letzur yishenu. Lechuna ranana ranana ladonai naria naria letzur yishenu. Nekama fanav betodah bizmirot naria lo. Nekama fanav betodah bizmirot naria lo. Lechuna ranana ranana ladonai naria naria letzur yishenu. Lechuna ranana ranana ladonai naria naria letzur yishenu. Wonderful. Wait, don't go away, don't go away. You're doing the next couple ones. Okay. So with that, we're going to turn to page 14. Yismechu hashamayim. It's hard turning pages and holding a microphone at the same time. There we are. Okay. Right where the caret is. Okay. Ready? Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim. Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim. Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yehiram hayam, yehiram hayam, yehiram hayam umlo. Yehiram hayam, yehiram hayam, yehiram hayam umlo. Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim. Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim. Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Wait, stay up here. Wait. Okay. Okay, so we're going to turn to page 20 for Romamu. At the caret, 3 lines from the bottom. Ready? Okay. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kadsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kadsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kadsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kadsho. Great job, guys. Okay. So with that, we come to Lechado D on page 23. And in the kids service that we do on Tuesdays and when we do the service online, we often just do the first 2 and last 2 paragraphs. But because we're all together, we've been practicing hard, and we are going to do the whole thing together. So we're going to start on page 23, and I'm going to invite up Lila. And Mira, would you like to join us? It is your choice. Okay. All right. Halachado di likra kala pene Shabbat nikabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likra likra kala, pene pene Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad, Hishmianu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad. L'shem ol tiferet v'liti la 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 lecha dodi, likra likra kala, pene pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likra likra kala, pene pene Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nilcha, ki mekor habaracha, merosh mikadem nesucha. Sof maaseh b'machshavat chila la 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 lecha dodi, likra likrat kala, pene pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likra likrat kala, pene pene Shabbat nekabela. Mikdash melech ir melucha, kumitzei mitoch afecha, rav lach shevet be'emek habecha, v'hu yachamol aleichem la 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 lecha dodi, likra likrat kala, pene pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likra likrat kala, pene pene Shabbat nekabela. Heat nari me'afar kumi, liv shibigdei tifartechami, al ya ben ishai beitalachmi, karva el nafshi la 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 lecha dodi, likra likrat kala, pene pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likra likrat kala, pene pene Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, Kiva ore kumi uri, shir daberi. Kavod Adonai like nig la 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 lecha dodi, likra likrat kala, pene pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likra likrat kala, pene pene Shabbat nekabela. Lo tevoshi velo tikami, mati shachachi umatemi, bach yechesu ani eami, v'nivneta hiralti la 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 lecha dodi, likra likra kala, pene pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likra likra kala, pene pene Shabbat nekabela. V'hayu limshisa shosayich, v'rachaku kol mevalayich, yasis alayich Elohayich, kimsos chatan al kala la 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 lecha dodi, likra likrat kala, pene pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likra likrat kala, pene pene Shabbat nekabela. Yaminu smol tifrotzi, v'et Adonai taritzi, al yad ish ben partzi, v'nismecha v'nagi la 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 lecha dodi, likra likrat kala, pene pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likra likrat kala, pene pene Shabbat nekabela. And if we're able, we rise to greet the Shabbos bride as she comes through our doors. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'v'tzala, toch emunei am segula. Boi chala la 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 lecha dodi, likra likrat kala, pene pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likra likrat kala, pene pene Shabbat nekabela. Pene pene Shabbat nekabela. Pene pene Shabbat nekabela. Well done. You may be seated. Yasher kochech. That was a lot. So, with that, we're going to turn to page 27. Whoever wants can come help me with Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat, a special song for Shabbat. And then we're all going to dance together on the following page. Yeah. Okay. Ready? Top of the page. Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat, Tov lehodot l'Adonai, Ulzamer l'shimcha elyon, Ulzamer l'shimcha elyon. Lehagid baboker chastecha, ve'emunatcha balelot, alei asar ve'aleina, ve'alei higayon bechinot. Mizmor shir leyom haShabbat, Tov lehodot l'Adonai, Ulzamer l'shimcha elyon, Ulzamer l'shimcha elyon. Great job, guys. So we're going to turn the page, and the kids can put down their sidurim. We're going to dance. Yeah. So I think we have the most room. Absolutely. Whoever wants to can dance. Okay, so I've pointed the mic back towards you. Okay. Whoop. All right, so page 28 at the carrot. Okay, ready? Sadik Tamar Yifrach Yifrach, Sadik Tamar Yifrach, Sadik Tamar Yifrach Yifrach, Sadik Tamar Yifrach. Ke'eres bavanon yiske, ke'eres bavanon yiske, ke'eres bavanon yiske yiske. Ke'eres bavanon yiske, ke'eres bavanon yiske, ke'eres bavanon yiske yiske. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do, woo-woo. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do, woo-woo. Thank you, guys. That was great. Woo. Okay. So, we've risen to the heights of joy. We've brought in Shabbat. In ancient times, we actually used to go out to the hills at sunset wearing clothes as if we were dressed up for a wedding to go greet the Shabbos bride. And I feel like we've got some of that same joy here tonight, which is wonderful and does my heart so much good. But we're going to take a moment for a quieter feeling, a sadder feeling, and take an opportunity for a mourner's Kaddish, which we can find on page 30. Mourners and those observing a yahrzeit, please rise if you're able. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yamechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam u'me'el maya. Yiparach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudusha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechamata da'amiram b'alma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav Hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. You may be seated. As the teachers and parents and certainly the kids are aware, on Shabbos mornings, I come in early before services start, and I spend the first half hour with the kids telling stories. And some of these stories are stories that I grew up hearing. Some are stories that I have learned. And I have to say, our kids have such good memories that I've had to learn a lot more stories to keep finding ones that they don't know. And some are stories that I make up, but that have within them seeds of things that make sense within a Jewish tradition. and that share some DNA with the stories that I grew up on. So there is an understanding that comes to us from the Talmud that on Shabbat we get an extra soul. That when we say the lines that come from the Torah saying that God rested and stopped working on Shabbat, Shabbat vayinafash, you can actually translate this not as Shavat, but Shabbat, the holiday, and vayinafash, vayinefesh, that it gives you an extra soul. But there was a little girl named Naomi, and she heard her parents talking about the extra soul on Shabbat, and she wasn't sure what this meant. What exactly is an extra soul? And where does it come from on Shabbat? And where does it go when Shabbat is done? So she went off on a quest to find the extra soul that was supposed to come to her on Shabbat. She went out on a Friday afternoon, and she was looking high and low, and she saw a little boy, and they started playing together. And she was like, I'm having so much fun playing with this little boy. Maybe he is my extra soul. So she brought him home for Shabbat. And they had a lovely dinner together, and they sang together, and they played more games, and then his parents came and picked him up. Okay, great. The next week, she goes out looking for her soul again, looking for this little boy that she found. She doesn't find this little boy. This time, she finds a little old lady who is singing and doing crafts. And she says, oh, I'm having so much fun doing crafts with this old lady and singing together. Will you come home with me for Shabbos? And the little old lady has nowhere to go for Shabbos, so she says, sure. And she comes over for Shabbos. And they have a wonderful time singing together and eating together and laughing together. And after Shabbat is done, the little old lady goes back to her home. Third week, the girl goes on this quest again. Naomi goes on her quest. And this time, she finds a kitten. And she's very excited to bring this kitten home. And so she brings the kitten home, and they have a wonderful time over Shabbat. But then she gets very upset at the end of Shabbat. What's going to happen to the kitten? I don't want to let the kitten go at the end of Shabbat. What if it's cold out there? Who's going to take care of the kitten in between Shabbatot? And so she gets very upset, and her parents call the rabbi to find out what is going on with their little girl. And the rabbi talks to Naomi and listens very carefully and says, I think I see what's going on. When we spend time with people we love, it makes our hearts bigger. When we spend time welcoming strangers into our homes, it brings out the best of us and makes our souls feel more expansive. And so the extra soul that you have on Shabbat is not one person or animal in particular. You find it through celebrating Shabbat and welcoming people that you may not see the rest of the week, or even people that you do see the rest of the week, but you spend special time with them on Shabbat. And so Naomi found out that way how to bring in the special added soul that is available to her every Shabbat. So with that, we're going to turn to page 39 for the Baruch. So you can do page 39A or B, but I'll ask you to rise if you're able. Top of the page. Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Hanai Barach Le'olam Va'ed. You may be seated. Baruch atah Adonai Shebi Baruch Mari Baruch. The caret at the bottom. Umavir yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uven laila, Adonai tzvaot shemo, Echai v'kayam tamidim loch aleinu leolam vaed, Baruch atah Adonai, Amari v'aravim. So we turn to page 40 for Ahavat Olam. God has loved us with a timeless love. And when we try and experience that love, it can help us be generous and loving to all the people in our lives. And it creates a feedback loop. The more we love other people, the more we can understand God's love. And the more we feel loved by God and other people, the more love we have to give. Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Avta Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim otanu limadeta Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shachveinu u'v'kumeinu nasiach b'chukecha v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha u'v'mitzvotecha li'olam va'ed Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu Vahem nege yomam v'layla V'avadchal tasir mimenu li'olamim Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. We turn to page 41, and I'm going to invite up all the kids to join in leading the Shema. Come on up. Ilana, do you want to join us? Simon? Hannah? Excellent. Got it. Okay. Thank you, Lala. Okay. Yeah. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta v'shivtecha v'beitecha u'v'lechtecha V'shachbecha u'kumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu l'totacho bein einecha u'ktavtam b'mezuzot beitecha u'v'hisharecha. Well done, guys. Esher kotechem. Adonai Elohechem emet. There we are. Pages for being stubborn. Okay, we're going to turn to page 44. Malchuto bratzon kiblu aleihem Moshe Miriam uvnei Yisrael lechanu shira v'simcha rabba v'yamru chulam mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh norati lo tosef ele Malchutecha uvanecha, bokayam lifnei Moshe zeli anu v'amru, Adonai imloch leolam va'ed, v'nemar kifad Adonai et Yaakov, v'geol omer chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai Gal Yisrael. So we're going to turn to page 45 for Hashkivenu, asking God to protect us and shelter us in the night so that we can sleep peacefully and wake up feeling refreshed and ready to start the day. We'll do the first three and the last three lines. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, amen. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, Baruch atah Adonai, Haporei sukat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. So with that, I'm going to invite up Simon and Ilana and Hannah to help me with Vishamru at the top of page 46. And I'm going to ask people to rise if you can, because Vishamru is about God giving us a present of Shabbat. And when we get a present, we stand up so we can say, oh, thank you so much. All right. Vishamru b'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledortam berit olam. Vishamru b'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledortam berit olam. Beini u'bnei Israel oti le'olam. Vishamru b'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledortam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz. Vishamru b'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledortam berit olam. U'bayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. Vishamru b'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledortam berit olam. Well done, guys. Great job. So you may be seated. We're going to continue with Chatzi Kaddish at the bottom of that page. Yikadal v'yikada shemei Rabba, B'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayechon uvyom echon, uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, Bagala, uvizman karib, v'yimeru amen. V'shmei Rabba mevorach, le'olam le'omei homaya, Yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yipar, v'yipramam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shmei dekudesha, b'rechu, le'la min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damihiran be'alma, v'yimeru amen. So at this point, we're going to take some time. If you want to offer a private Amidah, you may do so. If you want to just be alone with your own thoughts, that is also okay. If you want to read the poetry on the side, starting at page 47, you can do that. I do want us to begin with a wonderful quote by Rivka Miriam, which is an absolute favorite of mine. Midnight at the rabbi's door, the Creator listens intently to know by which of God's names will God be called tonight. So you can think about what is the name that you call God, or the name that is bubbling up in this moment for you to call God. So we'll take some time for private prayer and come back together with the symbolic repetition. If you are still offering your private prayers, you may continue to do so. We will continue with the symbolic repetition of the Amidah, beginning on page 53. And if you are able, please remain standing until we reach the third paragraph, Magen Avot. Vayechulu hashamayim v'haaretz v'chol tzivam vayichal Elohim b'yom hashvi malachto asher asa vayishpot b'yom hashvi mikol malachto asher asa vayivarech Elohim et yom hashvi vayikadesh oto ki vo shavat mikol malachto asher bara Elohim lasod. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Koneh Shamayim v'Haaretz, Magen Avot bidvaro, Mechayei Metim b'ma'amaro, Ha'el HaKadosh Ein K'mohu, Haminiach La'amo, B'yom Shabbat Kadsho, Ki v'amratza le'aniach lahem, Ki v'amratza le'aniach lahem, Lefanav navo b'yira v'fachad, V'nodeh lishmo b'chol yom tamid, Me'on ha'brachot. Elahod ahod Adon Shalom Mikadesh HaShabbat Umvarech Shavi V'niach b'kedusha Lamedu shnei oneg Zecher lema'aseh v'reishit Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu ritzei b'mnuchatenu kadshenu b'mitzvotecha v'tein chelkenu b'toratecha Sabeinu mituvecha, v'samchenu b'shuatecha, v'taher libeinu, li'avdecha be'emet, v'hanchileinu, Adonai Eloheinu, b'ahava uvratzon, Shabbat kodshecha, v'anuchu v'Yisrael, Mekadshei Shemecha, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. You may be seated. Yikadal v'yikadal shemei Rabba. Be'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechonu v'yomechonu v'chayedecho Beit Yisrael v'agalav v'zman kari v'imeru. Amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevorach le'olam le'omei hamaya yitbarach. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yibramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudesha b'richu le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata damiram b'yama v'yimeru. Amen. Tikabal zlaton uvaton dechoyes rakadam uvahon dibishmai v'yimeru. Amen. Yehesh lama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al Yisrael v'yimeru. Amen. Oseh shalom bimrama huyaseh shalom aleinu v'al Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'yimeru. Amen. So with that, we are going to turn to page 55 for Kiddush. And if people are able to rise, they should feel free to do so. Savri, with your permission. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kadsho b'yava uvratzon inchilanu zikaron l'maseh v'reshit ki hu yom techila l'mikrae kodesh zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol amim v'shabbat kadshecha b'yava uvratzon hinchaltanu baruch atah Adonai mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. Okay, and now I'm going to ask the kids to help me with Hamotzi. You don't need the books for this. Whoop. Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. Ready? Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
It's actually got the same.
Excellent. Okay.
Oh, good. Are we supposed to be eating here?
You can, because it's challah. Challah is allowed in the sanctuary. Okay. So, with that, when we have finished chewing and swallowing, I'm going to ask the kiddos to come up with their prayer books if they want to help lead Aleinu. Optional if you want to help lead Aleinu. But if you feel ready for it. If you know it, if you feel comfortable. Yeah? All right, Mira.
Were there any pieces left of the challah?
There is challah right there. Go for it.
Okay.
Okay. I guess I'm just going to have to do Aleinu on my own. You're all going to have to join in with a lot of energy. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol la'tekidu la'le'otzer b'reshit shelo asanu kigoyei aratzot velo osamanu kimishpechot hadama shelo sam chalkeinu kahem vegor aleinu kechol hamonam v'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hanochim hakadosh baruch hu shehu noteh shamayim be'osed haaretz umoshav ikaro b'shamayim imah ushchinatu zo v'gave merobim hu Eloheinu eino Katuv b'toratecha Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed v'nemar v'haya Adonai le'melech ha'kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo You may be seated. We take an opportunity at the end of our service for a final mourner's Kaddish. And this week in our community, we are mindful of the yard sites of Harry Krantzman, Levi Lappin, Bessie Marcus Goldman, Leona Raskin, Francis Smith, Samuel Lerner, Annette Sallet, Beatrice Brown, Wilma Eagerman, Nathan Weiss, Edith Grossman, Gladys Perlin, Beatrice Rudnick, Hyman Gordon, Alfred Britton, Nathan Plotkin, and Aaron Raboy. And our hearts go out to the family and friends of Ruby DeBrave, whose funeral was earlier this week. Are there other names which we should add? Esther Swartz, thank you. Mourners and those observing a yard site, please rise if you're able. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam omei omaya. Yiparach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudusha b'rechu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata da'miram b'alma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. You may be seated for just a moment. Announcements, which I'm going to do on the fly, forgive me. So first of all, thank you all for being here. Thank you to our wonderful, amazing kids for leading the service. Thank you to Noah and Anna for being such amazing teachers. Can I ask the fearless kitchen crew to please rise and be acknowledged? You may be too tired to stand. So I'll try and do it by who I saw and point to your neighbors who I have not yet embarrassed. Thank you to Roz and Faye and Kayla. Harriet, I think, has stepped out for the moment, but also did a huge amount. Morgan always does a huge amount. Is that everyone? So thank you to Jane as well. Please join us tomorrow at 10 for services, or at 9:30 for religious school, and story time. On Sunday at 1, we have a speaker on Jewish comedy in film. Please check the flyers that you'll see in the social hall, or you can check highlights. This week, my class is running at noon on Wednesday. Game day is, as usual, at 1 on Thursday. I think those are the major highlights. Stay tuned for the Ganze Megillah after services tomorrow. So with that, I am going to invite up all of the kids, and we're going to turn to page 211 for Adon Olam. Yes, come on up. Yay! It's okay. All right. Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'Terem Kol Yitzir Nivra, Li'et Nasa B'Hefzo Kol, Azai Malach Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, V'Acharei Kichlot HaKol, Levado Yimlach Nora Adon Olam, Vehu Haya, Vehu Hoveh, Vehu Yeh B'Tifara Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'Terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Li'et Nasa B'Chefzo Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, Vehu Echad V'Ein Sheni, L'Am Shilo L'Achbira Adon Olam, Beli Reishi, Beli Tachlit, Philos V'Ham Yisra Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'Terem Kol Yitzir Nivra, Li'et Nasa B'Chefzo Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, Vehu Eli V'Chai Goali, V'Tzor Chavli B'Eit Sarah Adon Olam, Vehu Nisi Umanosli, V'Nat Kosi B'Yom Mikra Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'Terem Kol Yitzir Nivra, Li'et Nasa B'Chefzo Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, B'Yado Avkid Ruchi, Ve'eti Sham B'Yaira Adon Olam, Ve'im Ruchi Giviyati, Adon Ali V'Lo Ira Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'Terem Kol Yitzir Nivra, Li'et Nasa B'Chefzo Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam. Wonderful job, guys. Yay, Asher Kol Chacham. And for those who pre-register, please join us for a chicken dinner. And for those who are going home and sleeping the sleep of the just, that is also good, and good night. Shabbat Shalom.